Yo, what's good? If you're new here, this is a part 2 to this video, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it first. It'll make this one make a lot more sense. If you have seen it though, then here's a little recap. Get all that? Alright, cool. Anyway, on to the second part of our Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Randomizer. Picking up where we last left Team Ligma, it's been a few months from saving the world from collapsing, and it's time to get on to more pressing matters. Like graduation. Aerodactyl tells us to go to the mystifying forest where the luminous spring hides behind. And as long as we can bring the treasure back and avoid the master of all bad things, quote unquote, then we can graduate with no problem. Despite the fact that this obvious act of hazing scars whoever attempts it, plot's gotta move on somehow, so, oh well. We run into some kids in town who are also going to the forest. Bofa freaks out on them, gets called delusional, and then off to the forest we go, where I remember that I should be mentally preparing for these sessions every stream. Oh, great. What the f- Several of my food items went bad. I see we're already back to the pain. Which I should mention we stream this run live on Twitch, so go check that out. But for being our first dungeon back, one might imagine an easygoing start for our return to the run, right? Wrong. Oh my holy god. This fucking forest was the bane of my existence. The most absurd, stupid, ridiculous, rage-inducing dungeon I ever had the displeasure of encountering. Not gonna spoil much here, but I could have made a video on this one dungeon, so keep that in mind. But without further ado, enjoy the agony that was the mystifying forest. Oh, you're readying Solar Beam? That's always a good sign. 252 health? Well, you will sure like this one. We get to leave the monster house, but my fucking berry got stolen from me. You could have taken anything else I have. Dude! Come on, man! I couldn't go diagonal! It wouldn't let me go diagonally! The forest, man. I'm not even gonna risk it. I don't even want to risk it. I could have just ran. I could have ran. Bofa, please. Bofa, please. Okay, Ancient Power hasn't hit like 3 times. Come on. Oh, this fucking Swinub! What is this? What is this Swinub? Oh, please. I just need like 2 more steps. This Swinub is like an elusive demon. Holy shit, dude. What is this? After what felt like an eternity, we finally reached the end of the forest, where not only did mere children make it through unscathed, we get felled by a Looney Tunes ass trap, where we come face to face with the Grand Master of all bad things and his squad, which just turns out to be the guild and the guild members role playing. But either way, it's go time. Wait, what? Whoa, wait. Why is he a Gastrodon? Everybody else is the same. Why is he a Gastrodon? How is that fair? If that wasn't bad enough, Seedra can use both agility and safeguard. So not only is my best attacking move nerfed, Sweet Kiss could also be negated, and they can move at higher speeds because guess what? Someone else also knows agility. So get this, right? Just getting to the forest is a death sentence since only me and Bofa are allowed. But then when we get to the end, we gotta deal with all that? This cannot be a good omen. But as I said, it's not like we had a choice, so, on we go, I guess. How the fuck did you land that? Bro, stop! Oh my god, you're kidding me. You're kidding me. Oh my god, my Reviver Seed just got wasted. There's a fucking a keel bone even. I don't have a berry. I don't have an orange berry in here, do I? I swear to god, if you know Bubble, we're gonna have a fucking problem. Just fucking one tap my friend, why don't you? Okay. No, I don't want to call for a fucking rescue. God, I hate this forest. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. Off to adventure. We just walked in. Eventually, we got back to the wrong side of town and got our shit rocked almost immediately, so that's fun. Best option we got is to gear up once more and give it another shot because hard-headedness is my superpower and kryptonite. But even that's not enough to change the luck we have in this godforsaken forest. Why did you just turn around and fight the other one? You're actively throwing if that's what you're doing. Oh my god, the reviver seed got wasted on a quick attacking Raichu. Oh, I can't use that, I forgot. Oh, that was such a good run. We had like 2 more floors. 2. Just attack the Shieldon. I can take care of the Zangoose. Just go after the one you've already hit like twice. Okay. 3rd time is the charm. I don't have confidence. I don't think we're gonna do it. Our 3rd attempt at the LARPers went as expected, so we bought more reviver seeds and did it all over again. 4th time's the charm, right? But please kill Gastrodon. Gastrodon's still alive. I don't understand. How many more hits does he need? Let's shoot for 5th. Stop trying to fight the Sunkern. Excuse me? What? Well, look who it is. It's fucking Sunkern. Dude! 2 of my reviver seeds on this one little fucking plant? I have 1 more. That's it. No. Dude, come on. No. There goes my reviver seed. It's gone. It's just gone. Oh, that's so cool. Because then I don't have... Let this be a lesson. Sometimes when you try again, even bringing a gun to a gunfight doesn't matter if it's a 2v9. Blinded by rage and possibly trauma, we accidentally made a quick pit stop in Beach Cave, so that was a whole 5 minutes wasted where I could have been getting my ass beat for the 6th time. But hey, at least we got some more reviver seeds on the way back, which, by the way, were not enough. Oh my god. I don't know. Add it to the counter, I guess. Fuck it. I didn't mean to go there. I meant to go up top. Stop. Okay. God. At this point, it's just comical how many times we have tried and failed. It was time for a new strategy, and coincidentally, I think I accidentally discovered a way of ensuring my path to victory. You see, every time you go to a dungeon and either clear it or die in there, you start a new day and it resets the shops in town. So what if we just kept going to Beach Cave, which has like 4 floors and like 4 rooms, and kept checking the shop to farm reviver seeds? It probably could have been thought of like way earlier, but you know, like I don't think about that, okay? If possible, we go all in with efficiency and determination, so I don't even want to hear anyone talk about that, all right? In any case, after doing this for a few days, we made it out with a total of 13 reviver seeds, which to me seemed like more than enough to conquer this shithole forest. If I cannot get through this shit with 13 reviver seeds, we are gonna have some problems, all right? Some problems. It was a hard-fought battle, but eventually, with the help of half my reviver seeds and blind rage, we finally managed to break through and beat the cult after 14 deaths and 7 attempts, which took a little over 3 hours in total. So yeah, fuck that forest. We fucking did it! Boom! Moving on, we make it to the spring, get the treasure, get interrupted by, I don't know, Jesus? Watch him perform a miracle, then get shunned away because we got some weird space distortion shit going on, but we'll get there later. We pass the exam, we still get screwed over by management, and move into our own apartment so we can finally take a breather. And then it's back to work. After a couple days of missions, we join everyone in the cafe where we learn about the Sky Peak, where there be treasure afoot. So off to Blastoise Village we go, where we meet our mountain guide, Blastoise. After the whole forest thing, I'll be honest, I sort of blew by this part because I was just emotionally damaged. And, I just couldn't focus on some of the mountain climbing plot, but, here's some of the highlights. We fight some giraffes, there's a fox dying, medical emergency, we get jumped by creatures making the flowers and grass stink or something. Blastoise fucking explodes, and then we find out the treasure was the friends we made along the way, so I guess there's that. So, yeah. Quesadilla. They're taking the quesadilla flower. What the fuck? Oh, he shifted. I needed some big time rest before I progressed any further in this goddamn game. So after some time to recoup, it's back to missions. And after a day or two, we learn about the legendary explorer Seviper, who was last seen at Blizzard Island. So off we go to do that, I suppose. Make a new friend I named The Caw. Got our ass beat by a free-roaming Rotom. Watched Bofa solo on Monster House while we fed him berries from afar. And then encountered our next boss, Wormadam, who had Seviper frozen in ice but wasn't cool enough to put up any kind of fight. Seviper is freed, lets us join the secret snake club, and then just fucks off, I guess. Job time again, baby. Then we get back to plot where our bird friend is raving about the sea, so we gotta go check that out because of course we do. After a whole 20 floors, we steal the Wonder Egg and just, keep it, I guess. Once it hatched the next morning into Jigglypuff, Bofa proceeds to ask very profound questions to a creature that has existed for a total of 4 seconds. We confuse the shit out of Seadra. Jigglypuff starts crying. Now we gotta go get blue gummies from the craggy coast to feed this damn thing. But in my personal opinion, you're a water type. Let's just put you in a fucking puddle, let you absorb it. I don't care. It's not my concern whether or not you would get to be fed. After trekking through the craggy coast for a day and finding nothing, I wanted to see if I had any laying around in my storage, which, surprise, surprise, I did. So I give the little bastard his food and try to refuse caring for him, which Seadra seems to think is the better idea since the baby belongs in the sea. If it's nature's way, why should I get involved? Why should I get involved at all? I say toss it back. Toss it back. So now the sin of gluttony over here gets hungry again, so I gotta go get more blue gummies, which I already have, and thank God I do, because the game really wants you to go and farm these, not once, but twice. After breakfast, it's time to walk the dog by the beach, which he's just so damn happy about, but once again, I'm just not having it. Played until we woke up and we were at the beach until sunset. That's like fucking 12 hours. Oh my God. During the night, however, this creature decides it wants to ponder over by the ocean, collapses right at our feet, and proceeds to start dying in my house. Just what we needed for the resale value. Seadra says, however, if we can collect some Raikou, we should be able to save Jigglypuff's life, so time to go scuba diving for some dew! Reaching the end, we see a handful of Raikou giggling and shit, but before we can ask for their due, the dreaded Shieldon appears, telling us that this is his surf and turf, so then we gotta kill him. He pisses off, we get some dew, smack it on the child, then Seadra tells us we gotta toss it back in the ocean. I've been saying this since the beginning. So now it's time to say bye to Jigglypuff and watch him get dragged off while shouting our names, which is kind of messed up because we never see him again in the run. So he just kind of got straight up abandoned and we never talk about it again. Anyway, back to work. At the guild, a trio named Team Charm talk about exploring Aegis Cave for treasure. So naturally, we invite ourselves to tag along. We find everyone standing around a rock that has an encoded message. I thought that said die for some reason. I thought that said die. See, now this dungeon is unique because in order to progress, we have to fight unknowns and take the corresponding stones that match what's written on the rocks, which isn't all that difficult, but it's just time consuming since there's a lot of letters in the alphabet and it's all just random chance. After some time, we manage to spell out the word ice, fight a weird looking Regice, and go forward into the next area, which happens to be rock. What's funny about this whole thing is because you're gathering a lot of the unknown stones, you kind of just get a whole bag full of them. Yet when you're missing one singular letter from the word you need, it can be frustrating when you don't get the drop that you need. Please drop it. You fucker. All right, that's insane. But we finally managed to spell a 4-letter word, beat a mothball to death, and went on to the final room, which was steel. Okay, let's see. What do I got? Do I have all of them? I do. I already have them all. Oh my God. That's great. See, now I did mention I had a bag full of letters, didn't I? Squash another bug, and now we're in the final area of the cave where waiting in the back room is none other than Magby and his interesting crew. So yeah, 4 Latios who knew Safeguard and the Hitmonchan squad that packed a punch weren't exactly a walk in the park, and I was ill prepared for all that shit. So now we gotta do all that again, minus the stone collecting, which is so nice because I'm not sure if I could have managed handling doing all of that again. But after making it back to Magby, we gave it another shot. Oh, what the fuck? Hello? And then another. Please. Fuck. Oh, that sucks. And then another. And then lava plume. Wow, that is so fucking much. That's so much damage, man. And then another. Nowhere to warp. Oh, shit. That's not good. And then no one helped. I thought someone was going to throw a fucking boron berry at me. You know, it's times like this that call for desperate measures. So back to Beach Cave we go. And after a hop, skip, and a jump, we're back to Magby, where I think this time we got it in the bag. Luckily, nobody used Safeguard, which gave Bofa a chance to confuse Magby. And that basically won it for us right then and there, but just for assurance... 847 damage? I'm sorry? After defeating Magby, we started to Aura Max in front of the hose, started an earthquake, said our goodbyes, and then moved the plot forward, where we learned a creature of the night is plotting and a Nidoqueen is trying to foil him. Who then, like clockwork, appears to us in a dream, drops some heavy info on us, and then just like fucked off. She appeared in my dream and said, "You don't belong here. You should leave now. You should yourself now." That's what she told me. I didn't like that. Fast forward, blah, 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 back to work. You know how it goes. And then it's sleep time again, where Nidoqueen reappears and reiterates that we don't belong here and that we're ripping space apart or something. I don't really know. Venomoth interrupts the brooding to inform us that the orphan we rescued is once again in trouble as he's fallen asleep and won't wake up. This is followed up by Dipshit's idea to investigate the dream, which prompts Seadra to go fetch Metagross, who can just do that, I guess, so cool. So to Mount Travail we go to collect the former felon. But not before running into this on like the second to last floor. No. I made it so far, please! Fucking god damn it. Anyway, we got Metagross on board, and he proceeds to send us into Weezing's dream. We make it to the end where we meet Nidoqueen face to face, and where we find out she's been also telling Bofa to keep himself safe, and also says the nightmare Weezing is having will eventually spread to everyone unless Bofa and I die. Before that, however, Metagross interrupts everything and Nidoqueen just dips, so, you know, whatever, she does that a lot. Metagross takes us home, we explain the situation, and then choose to investigate this whole space distortion shit further. Mantike informs us of a being like Rattata that controls space, which, believe it or not, who is governing space? What's up with all these fucking Relicanths? I guess he heard me talking shit because he slid into our house that night to kill us. So once we were transported to his world, it was almost lights out until we fell into the void. Which, may I add, a lot has happened in the last 5 minutes. We started out with the forest, and then we fell asleep for the next few missions, and now we're fighting God again. Wild stuff, huh? Anyways, we reached the end of the space cave, where now we gotta fight Relicanth. And if you watched the last video, you already know it would be a wash from the moment his name dropped. So we kill a fish, listen to the voices, and enter his nightmare, where lo and behold, Nidoqueen has appeared and is still hellbent on murder. She was apparently also whispering threats and violent things to Relicanth, since she was also appearing in his dreams too. Right before the final blow, however, we get the reveal that the Nidoqueen that's been harassing us has actually been the villainous and vile Cherim instead. Cherim makes the claim distorting space was all his doing, and that if we want to fight, to pull up to his crib in the Dark Crater. Once we explain all that, heavy lord of the townsfolk, we set off to the Dark Crater immediately to test the waters. But then Nidoqueen got earth powered, and I wasn't really ready to deal with all that, so, you know, after a little farming, now we're ready to conquer the dungeon. And even though we lost 2 of our reviver seeds before making it to Cherim, I was still confident in our ability to win. We made it to the end, where Cherim proceeds to explain that all the bad and traumatizing things that occurred to me since the beginning was all his doing. The amnesia, turning into Pichu, time collapsing, everything was all him. So after being told all of that, it was time to put this gross little shrub in his place. Which I should mention, on the first try, we really did come close to winning, but, you know, things happen. It's whatever. because I really didn't want to have to backtrack. I just wanted to try and see if I could do it again without having to leave. So, you know, we'll give it a shot. Yeah, but unfortunately for me, a Glamia that couldn't get confused sucker punched me 3 times in a row, so... Anyways, we trekked back through the Dark Crater and made it to Chirum for our last and final battle of our Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Randomizer postgame. This entire fight, Chirum was kind of not a threat. The biggest trouble that I had was this bullshit-ass Monferno. Not only could I not put it to sleep... You know what? Go the fuck to sleep. How about that? What? Its intimidation tactic prevented me from using any moves on or near it, so I was just unable to do anything, and I just kind of got soft-locked and unable to fight it. I can't hit anything because it's Monferno. Bro! How am I supposed to... Oh, and you could just still do... You could just keep going with that. Okay. And I miss! I swear to God, if you intimidate me again... This isn't even like legal. How is this even legal? You know what? Sticks. I just need to hit 1 stick. Fuck you, man. Eventually, though, after landing a lucky hit or 2, I guess I just needed a stick to finish it off. And then we just jumped a confused plant. Look, we take those. Once defeated, Chirum tries to escape. Relicanth intervenes and sends him off to who knows where and then just leaves forever. After a touching little epilogue or something, Nidoqueen is just waiting outside our house and wants to be a part of the team. So I agree and decide to give her a fitting name. Oh, you bet the End. The End joined the team. That's an ironic statement. And with that, we're done. We've completed our Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Randomizer. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate it. And honestly, I wasn't really planning on doing the post game, much less making another video on it. But the amount of love and positivity that I got for the first one, it was more than enough to motivate me to get off my ass and finish what I started. So for that, I also thank you. I have some ideas for similar content like this, so if you want to stick around and see what those entail, you know, drop a sub, like and share, leave a comment or something, I don't know. But until next time, good night, everyone! This truly was an explorer of the sky. This truly was an exploration of the sky. Or no, the game title is Explorers of Sky. Hang on. This truly was exploring of the sky. Yeah, fuck, we tried. I don't know. Who cares? Who gives a shit? Exploring is so much fun, isn't it? Well, it's even more fun when it's in the sky. Nope.